and yoginis at home and in the studio. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. We're getting all the beautiful weather. We deserve it, right? Please don't wait for me to modify poses. If you need to lower a knee, a hand, I will voice the modifications. But if you need it on your own, please do it. It's your practice. The other thing, don't wait for me to drink water. Anytime you need, stop, come to child's pose and drink water. Having said that, we're going to come to a seated position on our mat and start this beautiful practice Wednesday morning at Mystic Fitness. My name is Nissa. So, let yourself arrive and just breathe. Soften your belly and let the air come in and out through the nose. Feeling that wave-like motion of the belly, the rib cage, and maybe the collarbones as well. Let the intention of breathing for the sake of breathing let you arrive to this moment. This is a beautiful time to set an intention for the practice. And hold it dear, close to your heart. Big breath in, and let it go through the nose. One more time, big breath in. And let it go out through the nose. Bring your hands to your knees, open your eyes and smile. And I am smiling under the mask, trust me. And just start circling your body over the knees and to the back, maybe helping yourself with the hands, going back, holding the knees so you don't tip over, and maybe pushing the knees down while coming forward. And it doesn't matter which direction, we're going to do the other. Try to explore what your shoulders are doing, maybe coming in and then out. So it's a beautiful, beautiful stage in the warm-up in which you can explore. And then switch direction. I invite you also to bring the head into the game, maybe rolling a little bit to the front. And whatever you do, try to marry the movement to the breath and be respectful of your body. One more circle and come back to center. Hands to the side of your body. Left hand comes up. Inhale, stretch, exhale, bend to the side. Take it to the other side slowly with your breath. Inhale, stretch before bending. Will help bring some space into the spine. And come back to center. Let's switch legs. So yoga is not about symmetry, but we do want to balance. If you are sitting in hero pose or any other, just play along with us again. So this time, side bend to the left, to the right, sorry. And to the other left. Now sweep the right hand in front of you, coming to the other side, to the right. Right hand to the mat. Stretch the left hand. Sweep the left hand in front of you to the left. So we're balancing the side and the front stretches. And it always feels weird when the non-dominant leg is in the front. That's natural. Next time you're in the center, let yourself go to the mat, hands in front of you. Walk them as far forward as you can. And on your next inhale, think of your shoulder blades as wings and open them up to the sides, rolling the shoulders down. So you're externally rotating the scapulas, that's the medical term. But you are opening your wings. Release activation, come on back up. Not all the way back, hands in front of your knees. Pull those hips up, coming to your knees. Open the legs behind you to table. And don't pay attention to me switching sides and angles. It's because of the camera. You stick to your mat. Cows and cats are next. Drop the belly, look up, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone in. Release the neck. Very crucial here. Release it. Twist it around and breathe a few breaths in cat. And then inhale. And stay a few breaths in cow, rolling those shoulders back, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. And now take it on your own rhythm and flow between cats and cows with your breath again. And if you need to explore coming down to child's pose, that's beautiful. And if you need to come over your wrists a little bit, that's fine too. Start testing the waters with the wrists. Maybe wagging your tail from side to side in between cows and cats. And at some point, come to table proper, which is knees under your hips and wrists under your shoulders, stacking the joints so we protect our ligaments. Tuck your toes under and come all the way up to your heels. Now this is not comfortable. It's not supposed to be comfortable. If you let go of the toes, if you don't crunch them up, if you let go of the toes, just breathe into the toes, your arch is going to open up exactly how it needs. Circle the wrists, multitasking here. You can stretch it by pulling fingers back, stretch the wrist. You can also do it upwards, anyhow you want, as long as you're stretching the inside of your hand. And every stretch we do will finally, you can interlace the fingers and do the 8, will finally or eventually strengthen the other side. So if we're stretching this, once we are on downward dog, this side is going to get stronger. So always think about stretching as supporting the movement. Come off the feet. I know they're shouting. Untuck your toes and tap, 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 bringing the blood back into the toes. And at some point, just open the knees a little bit wider than your hips and circle around the hips. Move over your wrists, again, warming up the wrists. And once you do that, always spread the fingers so you have a wide range to fall on, not only the root of the wrist that many times often hurts. And switch direction. You can here push forward all the way to kind of upward dog if you want. Again, explore the movement and mainly explore the tension in your body. Where is it holding you back? And don't judge it, just observe it. Come back to table, bring those knees back under your hips. Tuck your toes under and bring the knees to a hover. Open the right leg to the right, bent. So kind of like a fire hydrant. Hold it for 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down. Other side. Left leg to the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Release the knees. Hold some breath in child's pose. Out through the nose. Keep the warmth in. And push back up to table. Tuck the toes under. Lift those knees to a hover. This time opening the right leg and holding it straight to the side. 3, 2, 1. Release the leg to the mat. The knee is hovering, okay? So we are half gate here. Lift the left leg, the left hand forward. Release the hand, bring the leg back in. Prepare to the left side. Open the left leg to the side. Straighten the leg. 3, 2, 1. Release. Right hand goes up. So knee hovering, right hand up. Lower down. Bring the left leg back in. And release to child's pose. Another wholesome breath. Activating the core. So important. That's the engine. Sway from side to side if you need, just to make sure your hips are out of the hard work they were in, and come back to table. Tuck your toes under, lift those hips up, and back as you can. If you can't, or your practice today is not with the heels down, bend your knees plenty and release the neck, roll the shoulders away from your ears. Look forward, and everybody bend your knees plenty and walk to meet your hands. Forward fold. Bend the knees and let your belly sit on your thighs. Once you are completely rested on your thighs, release the hands, release the neck. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful inversion, which is proof you don't need to go on your hands or head to enjoy a really good inversion. Head lower than your heart, blood rushing into your head. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your thighs and push yourself slowly up. Engage the hands. It's going to help decompress the spine. Open your hands to the front. Roll the shoulders. Open them. So we have pectoral muscles that are short when we roll the shoulders in. This is what we want to do, but at the same time, bring the rib cage in. I touch myself. That doesn't sound good, but I touch you know what I mean. I touch the places in which I want to be aware of. It helps me. Maybe it helps you too. Nothing wrong with, Inhale, circle sweep the hands to the sky. This time, hinging from the hips, pushing the hips back, bending the knees never over the toes, coming down to forward fold again. Nice breath here. Grab hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side, opening the obelisks, the side muscles of our core. And come to stillness. On your next inhale, hands come to the shins and halfway lift. Strong back, tuck the tailbone in just a little bit, eliminate that natural curve. Stay here, don't lock your knees. Roll shoulders away from the ears. So you're rolling the shoulders back towards your bum. Then push those hips back a little bit, just a little bit, so you can lift your toes. Engage the belly. If you want more, open your hands to a T and then bring them over your head. On your next exhale, bend the knees and bring the hands to the mat. Push those legs back to plank. Again, make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, always, also width-wise. So breathe, tuck the tailbone in. Option here to lower the knees. One more breath here. And on the exhale, tuck those elbows in and come to the mat as slow as you can. Just challenge yourself. Once you're on the mat, untuck your toes. Open the feet a little bit to the width of the mat maybe. Inhale, activate the legs into the mat. So shoelace side of your feet are pushing into the ground. Glutes are working. And on your exhale, peel your chest up, baby cobra. So my hands are not working here. And release. Push to table. Push to child's pose. Breathe and lower your heart rate. All back bends are cardio. So you don't need to run to elevate your heart rate. Come back to the yoga and to the intention of the practice. And train your mind to be in control of the breath. Come back to table. Tuck your toes under and come back to downward dog. This time around, you can pedal the feet, stretching the hamstrings, pushing those hips back as you lower the heel down. And then come to stillness. Bring the right leg behind the left, crossing it over from behind. Walk the hands to meet the legs. Micro bend the knees. Bring the hands either to the mat or on blocks or behind your legs. Release the neck. A little bit of balance here. Walk the hands back to downward dog position and bring the right leg back to its place. On your next inhale, right leg goes up, bend at the knee and open it up. So the way we open it is pushing the knee up to the sky, opening the hip, and then pushing the leg back to the left back. Just breathe, open the hip, and then bring it back to three-legged dog and lower the right leg. On your next inhale, left leg comes behind the right leg, crossing over behind it. Then walk the hands towards the feet, micro bend the knees. Option here to hold the legs behind the shins and release the neck. Hands can be on the mat. And walk the hands back to downward dog position. Lift the left leg up to three-legged dog. Bend at the knee and push it to the right back side, opening the knee to the sky. Hip opener pose here. One more breath. On the exhale, bring it back to three-legged dog and down. Bend both knees, look forward, hop or walk to meet your hands. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up, slowly and with control. Hands up and back down to heart center. Inhale and exhale through the nose here. Inhale, circle sweep the hands to the sky. Forward fold, hinging from the hips, pushing the hips back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, legs back to plank. So option here to come to the mat, baby cobra and meet us in downward dog, or chaturanga dandasana. Push forward over the wrists like we did in the warm-up. 90 degrees bent in the elbows, halfway down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog, my hips are floating. Exhale, tuck your toes under, downward dog. Both ways to get to downward dog are beautiful. No judgment. Stretch those shoulder blades by rolling the shoulders down, back, away from the ears. Big breath here, and let it go through the nose. Release the neck. On your next inhale, right leg goes up as before. This time the back heel too. Bend the leg to your chest. Push forward over your wrists. Flex the foot and step it in between your hands. So adjust. I'm opening my feet to a hip distance apart, even here in runners. And I'm making sure my knee is stacked over my ankle, the front leg. On your next inhale, come up to high lunge. So the crown of my head, one line with the back heel. I'm hovering over the front thigh. My hands are opening to the ground, grounding me. I am looking at my toe. Inhale, exhale. Bring the hands back down. And on your next exhale, shift forward and lift the back leg just a tiny bit. The front leg is still bent. Bring it down. One more time. Up and down. Up, 3, and down, 4, and down, 5, we stay up. The work here is straightening the standing leg, straightening the back leg. You can stay here with hands on the mat or come up to airplane. On your next exhale, bend the standing leg. Bring the back leg to chair. High chair. Breathe. I love this because now chair is a resting pose. So easy after what we did, right? Shift your weight into the left leg. Lift the right leg. Push it back. High lunge on the other leg. Right hand comes down. Only right hand. Left hand comes up. Twist to the left. Make sure your legs are straight and powerful. You're not collapsing into the hand. Frame the front leg. Push the left leg to plank. Breathe. Option here to lower the knees. If you need, drink water. Wipe the sweat. Do whatever it takes to reset the mind. If you're with me, in plank, tuck the tailbone in. Breathe. Chaturanga Dandasana is next, or Baby Cobra, your choice. Push forward, halfway down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe. Come back to the yoga. And on your next inhale, left leg goes up. Left heel goes up. Bend the leg to your chest. Push over the wrists. Be strong here. Flex the foot and step it in between your legs. Adjust, hip distance apart. And come on up to high lunge. Again, hover over the front thigh. So I'm not here, I'm here. I'm like an arrow going forward. One more wholesome breath here. And then bring the hands to frame the front leg. 5, shift, weight shifting. So push forward, just lift the back leg. And down. Play around with that. 2. Let your body learn the way to come up on one leg from runners. That was 4. 5th time, we stay up, maybe leaving the hands here. That's beautiful too. If you want more, come on up to airplane. Hands to the side, chest opening. And then bend the standing leg. Bring the right leg to meet the left. High chair. Oh my gosh, I'm actually resting in chair. That's beautiful. Tuck the tailbone in, always, in chair. That will activate the lower core. We need it. Breathe. Shift your weight into the right leg. And shoot the left leg back to runners or high lunge. Not for long. Bring the left hand to the mat and open the right hand to a twist to the right. So once again here, if I would come and lift your left hand, potentially nothing changes. That's where you want to be. One more breath. Exhale, bring the hands down. And push the right leg back to plank. Hold it here for about 3 breaths. If you're like me and need to move, you can push back and forth with your toes. Just a way to pass the time. Tuck that tailbone in, engage the glutes, engage the core. Think of your core as a corset. And someone behind you is pulling those strings, right? Or laces. Chaturanga Dandasana is next. Halfway down. Inhale, upward dog. Downward dog with your exhale. Option here to get off your wrists, on your knees, I'm gonna have a drink of water and fix my mask. We're still with mask, everybody, so taking care of our people. How we doing? Everybody okay? Great. Back to downward dog it is. Breathe and adjust. Come back to the yoga. Open that back. And on your next inhale, right leg goes up again. Back heel, bend to your chest, step it in between your hands. Lower the back heel, setting up for warrior two. Warrior two. Pay attention to the knee that it's not going too far forward. Yeah? We open the hips to the side. It's a hip opener. Hands, shoulders stacked over the hips. Tear the mat apart and just hold it. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Hold it. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Keep on pushing those hips forward, by the way, tucking the tailbone in. Bring the forearm to the front thigh. Left hand opens up to the sky. And here, roll those shoulders down. Hold it and breathe. Keep activating those legs. Next inhale, come back to warrior two. Lift the back heel and twist forward. Yeah, you might adjust a little bit. Right. Frame the front leg and straighten the front leg. So hands can be on blocks or on the mat. Bend and extend the front leg a few times. And as I say always, if you need to adjust the feet, please adjust them. Bend and extend. And at some point, straighten the front leg and push those toes up. Here, there's an option to balance. Bring the hands up. Bring the hands down again. Bend the knee. Toe heel the right foot to the outer edge of the mat and bring the right hand in, setting up for lizard. So you can stay here, you can lower the back knee, or if you need a little bit more, you can come to your forearms. We're going to hold the pose, so pace yourself with your breath. I'm going to cue to how to take it to a more challenging pose. You do you, okay? If you're here and this is beautiful for you and everything is stable, your elbows are under your shoulders and there is no sharp pain, maybe let the knee open to the right side. So I'm talking about the right knee. And then maybe the back of your leg is meeting the floor. Maybe, just maybe. Two more breaths here, so hold it with the core, tuck the tailbone in, push the mat away with your elbows. And on your next exhale, start coming back to proper lizard, pushing the hands back up from the forearms, maybe lifting the back knee if it was down, and a little bit of a core engagement here if you want. If not, just push the right leg back. If you want more, straighten the right leg forward and then around. Plank, just for a breath. Chaturanga Dandasana is next. Push forward, halfway down. Upward dog. And downward dog. Walk the dog and feel the difference between the two legs. What a beautiful, beautiful experience. Come back to the yoga. Come back to the breath. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, and on your next inhale, lift the left leg up, lift the back heel, bend to the chest, and step it in between your hands, not for long. Lower that back heel, setting up for warrior two on the left side. Take your time if you're joining us. I forgot my towel. Make sure your knee is stacked over the ankle. Make sure your back leg is strong. Push those hips forward. Push those shoulders back. Flip the front hand. Reverse the warrior and hold. Legs do not change. The only thing that changes is that side of the body leaning back. Right hand can do whatever. And on your next exhale, come back to warrior two. Hold. Just arrive. And then side angle. Front forearm to front thigh. Right hand opens up to the sky. Think as if you're in between two walls. Push those hips forward and those shoulders back. One more breath, and on your exhale, come back to warrior two. Lift the back heel. First, lifting the heel will give you the movement you need, the rotation. Then hips come forward, adjust feet, and bring the hands to frame the front leg. Straighten and bend. Extend and bend your front leg a few times till you come to that sweet, sweet spot in which your body just says thank you. Lift the toes. And you can stay here, both legs straight, but hands on the mat. Or you can add a little bit of a balancing component and lift those hands. Very challenging, even for me. Bring the hands back down. Bend the front leg, lower the foot, and start toe heeling the left foot to the left side of the mat, bringing the left hand inside, setting up for lizard on the other side. So this is proper lizard. You can come to your forearms. You can lower the back knee. Anything to keep the intention of the pose, which is opening the hip. Use blocks or whatever you need and pace yourself. We're going to be here for a while. If you want more, start opening the left knee, to the left, and bring the shoelace side of your foot to the mat, if it's in your practice. One more breath. And on the exhale, bring the foot back in if you open the leg. Bring the hands back up. And again, if you want that core extreme leg rolling back, join me. If not, just push the leg back. If you want to join me, straighten the left leg forward straight. and then around to plank. And breathe. On the count of 6, we're coming to the mat. 6, 5, 4, tuck the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes, open the hands to a T, and just windshield the legs. One cheek on the mat, and if you do one, you gotta give some love to the other one. Breathe and bring those hands back to the sides of your body. Open the feet a little bit. Shoelace side of the foot on the mat. Engage the glutes and tuck that tailbone in. You're going to feel the pelvis bones on the mat. That's where you want to be. Bring the hands behind you and lift the chest, not quite to baby cobra. Look down. The hands behind you. Gonna pump 10 times towards each other behind your back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hands in a T. Once again. Breathe. Try to breathe through the nose so you keep the heat in. And switch to the other cheek. And then bring your forehead to the center, to the mat. Bend your elbows so you're in a W, okay? Same routine. Tuck the tailbone in, engage the glutes as much as you can. The legs are shooting into the mat. Then lift up just a little bit. Look down. We're going to pump up. So up, okay? 10, 9, 7, 8. I forgot 8. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands over your head. One cheek at a time. You can also windshield your legs if you need to release the sides of your lower back. And then the other cheek. Always thrive to come to that balance. And then the forehead to the mat. Engage the legs the same way. Feel those iliums. It's called iliums, the tip of the pelvis to the mat. I'm going to lift up, activate the feet, and going to pump up. But this time, open the palms of your hands to each other so the thumbs are up. Make a fist, and we're going to pump like so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, I kicked my own ass here. Push to table. And push to child's pose. Release all that tension. Let your breath be comfort. And on your next exhale, come back to table. Tuck your toes under and come back to downward dog. This time, stay here and walk the hands to meet your feet. So it's the other way around. Cha-cha-cha, the knees, so bend one knee at a time. Release the neck. And then bend both legs, release the neck. Interlace the fingers behind your back on your sacrum and lift the hands up. Remember, bending the knees. Key component, releasing the neck. Beautiful stretch after all that work we did with the traps and the laxes and the pectoral muscles. Release the hands down and push yourself up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Slowly and with respect, push those hips forward. Push the braid back, part of the yoga. And release the shoulders, but tuck the core in. So when we flare up like so, we harm the lower back. When we push it in and tuck in, my back is neutral. So should be yours. Inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Exhale, come to chair. Hold it here if you wish. Tuck the tailbone in and come lower. But if you do come lower, push the hips back, not the knees forward. Look down. If you can see your toes and wiggle them, you're in the right place. You don't want to burden the knees. They're fragile. The pelvis will hold you. It does it all day long. And yes, I'm talking to pass the time. And come on all the way up. Hands in steeple. Engage the glutes, push the hips forward. Release the head and a back bend, just a tiny bit. Engage the glutes always. And come back to chair. In a flow. Just a nice, steady flow. Hold the tailbone in, open the chest. You can come to chair proper here. Hands over your head, Utkatasana, awkward pose. One more breath. Come back up. Hand circle sweep to steeple. So interlace the fingers, index together. Activate the glutes, bend back. Come on back. Hands to heart center. Chair. Hold it here, maybe lower. It's up to you. And just breathe. Mind over matter. Next, exhale. Left elbow over the right thigh. Twist to the right. Keep those hips lower than your shoulders. And breathe. Inhale, come to center. Come on up. Steeple. Activate glutes, back bend. Come back to chair with your breath. Maybe come lower. And on your next exhale, right elbow over the left thigh, twist to the left. Breathe and push those shoulders back. Inhale back to center. and back up, just standing and shaking the legs. Drink of water, beautiful wet ropes. You can always find yourself in an unstructured movement. If you are doing wet ropes, I invite you to try something deeper, which is opening the feet a little bit more, lifting the back heel. So in this case, my left heel is up, my left hand goes to the corner, my right hand goes back. And then sweeping in the center, bending the knees, coming to the other, lifting the heel. Spiral in between those two corners of the room, bending in the center with control and with your breath. And you can even go faster if you want, or keep it slow and simple. Notice how I am twisting my hips. Just another movement. If you wish, you can do it smaller and just look at the back of the mat when you turn back. For those who know, this is Tai Chi warm-up. One of the first movements before you start the forms. And at some point, just come back to center. Bring those feet back to the center. Two balancing poses next. Sit down to a chair. Open your hands to a T. Tuck the tailbone in. Everything is one block here. Right hand under the left. Tangle them up. If this is not in your practice, you can just hold your shoulders like so. Shift your weight into the left leg. Bounce a little bit. See that you're there. Open the right leg to the right. Up and above the left. And sit down. If you push those hips back and tuck the tailbone in, lower those shoulders, you're going to be invincible. Inhale, exhale, come out with control. A little bit of a shake of the hips to the sides, to the front. If you want, back bend a little bit. Always, always reset the body. Take it to the other side. Inhale, exhale, lower the energy. And sit to chair. Open your hands to a T, tuck the tailbone in. Left hand under the right. Tangle them. Now shift your weight into the right leg this time. Open the left to the side and then over the standing leg, wrapping around if you can. If not, just leave it there and sit down. Then tweaking, tucking the tailbone in, lowering the shoulders, looking forward. Nothing can move you. Inhale. Exhale through the nose, come on out with control. Again, a little bit of movement. You can come back to wet ropes. Or just wait and breathe into Tadasana. Come back to your intention, come back to the yoga, and breathe. Tree is next. So once we close the hips, we are now going to complement it with opening the hips. So shift your weight into the left leg. Lift the right leg up. Hands can do whatever, your choice. Either hips, either up, heart center, or open. Just hold it here. Circle your ankle just to make sure, and your wrists, just to make sure that movement is not gonna throw you off. Then bring the foot to the inside of either your shin or your thigh. Little tweaks. Roll those shoulders down, open your chest. Push those hips forward. Engage the glutes. Open the knee to the side. So you're, again, in between two walls. We're going to be here for a little while. So maybe transcend. Hands can do whatever. And just breathe. Option to interlace hands behind your sacrum and open the chest. And release. Bring the leg back to the front. Step it forward. Interlace the fingers behind your back, setting up for pyramid. So I like my back leg a little bit open to the side, to the left side, because it's the left leg, but you can stand hip distance apart with both legs stepping forward. Main thing, square your hips to the front. So square them, no locking of the knees. You can either bring your hands here, or a little bit challenging, interlace the fingers behind your sacrum and humble the pyramid, slowly hinging from the hips, pushing the hips back, not locking the front leg. Once your body is saying, okay, this is as low as I go, then you can either leave the hands on the ground or round your body to your leg and lift those hands to the sky. Your option. It all depends on your proportions, really. And we are all different. One more breath here, releasing some more, surrendering, and then bring those hands back to the sacrum or to your hips and come on back up. Bring the back leg to meet the front. Just a simple step. We're good? Tree on the left side. So shift your weight into the right leg. Hands can do whatever, your choice. Lift the front leg, the left, to the front. Circle some movement or even the hips, just to see that your standing leg is just fierce. And then open the leg to the side, bring the foot either to the shin or to the inside of your thigh, not the knee. And once again, breathe and come into those little tweaks that will help you grow quite literally in your tree. So shoot up from your hips. Open that knee to the left. Tuck and engage the glutes, both of them. And then transcend. Do whatever you want to do with your hands, with your breath. Invitation here to hold your hands behind your sacrum and open your chest. And release the leg back to the front and step it in or forward. You can shake the back leg. I know it's a long time standing. Please do whatever you need to set it up again for pyramid with the left leg in the front. Again, your choice. And I tend to give all these choices because we're different. Our bodies are so complex and different. And I'm not even talking about injuries. So please try whatever I'm offering and see what's good for you. Hands either on your hips or behind, whatever you feel comfortable with. Square the hips to the front by just twisting them a little bit. And then micro bend both knees. Hinge from the hips forward, humbling the pyramid. I don't know if it's a thing, I just say it. And then, once you are in that place where you can't shoot those hips back anymore, you can round your body onto your front knee. Be aware of not locking the knee. And then hands either down to the mat, or if they're interlaced behind you, lift them up to the sky. That will give you another nudge in. Breathe. And try to keep the hips squared. So don't push one hip to one side. On your next exhale, lower those hands or bring them to your hips and come on back up using the core. Bring the back leg to meet the front once again, either wet ropes or whatever you need to just reset. Yeah, back bend, holding the wrist, bending to one side or to the other, always an option. Even holding one wrist down and pushing the hands to one side and then to the other. Those are all beautiful movements after pyramid. And on your own time, bring your feet to the front, more or less, of the mat. Bring those heels inward. So, knees and toes, same direction, always, when we come down, always. Gonna hinge from the hips forward just a little bit. Bend the knees to the same direction as the toes. And then push back. I'm just pushing back. You can balance with your hands. And then engaging the hips to open up into a yogi squat. Option here to lift the heels if no heel mobility is yet there. This is beautiful for heel mobility, and mind you, I'm working my butt. So this is without working the butt, this is with. And then roll the shoulders down, push with the elbows. Open those hips a little bit more. On your next inhale, push up on the balls of your feet. A bit of a balance. Hold it here, engage the glutes. Not easy, I know. And release all the way down. Release the bum down. It's not elegant, but it's fun. And just release yourself to the mat. That's all we've got, folks. Well, not true. We have all the stretching in the Shavasana yet. But the hardcore of the asana component of the class is over. Just breathe and melt into the mat. Option here to lift your hands up and open the chest some more. And just breathe in and out. Bend your right leg into your chest. Hold it here and push the back into the mat, eliminating the lower back curve. And only then interlace the fingers, and then on the shin, pull it in and away from the rib cage. Option here, because we worked so nicely on the thighs today, to come to Raja, Dancing King. So grab hold of your foot and straighten the leg to the right. You're holding it with your right hand. So everything, right leg, right hand to the right. Just breathe. And the challenge here is to let the left leg on the mat relax. One more breath, and on your exhale, bring the leg back. Switch hands, so left hand is holding the right foot, and bring the knee and the foot to the left. Now you can keep on holding it like so on the ground, crossing over to the left, the right leg, or straightening the leg. If you have a strap, you can always use a strap on your foot, always. I don't mention it because people at home, I don't know if they have it or not. Remember, you can bend the leg or straighten it. And on your next exhale, so inhale while I'm talking, bring the leg slowly, slowly back. Come to center and bend and extend the leg to the sky a few times, just to stretch the hamstrings. Option here to hold the foot and keep the leg straight. Or keep bending, your choice. Again, the challenge here is to let the left leg be relaxed. And switch the legs slowly, slowly, slowly. Remember, hands on the mat above your head first. Bring the left leg into your chest. So first we're activating the core by engaging the lower back, pushing into the mat. Then interlace your fingers, bringing to the shin, and pull it away. Then start the relaxation of the right leg and the breath. Option here to straighten the left leg with the left hand to the left side. And on your next exhale, bring that leg to bend to the chest really slowly and with control. Then switch hands. So right hand on the foot or on the strap. And lead the left knee onto the right. So you're twisting to the right. Now you can stay here. Or straighten the left leg to the right, crossing over the body. Relax your shoulders, your face. Let everything melt. And on your next exhale, bend the leg slowly into your chest again, and then come back to center, bending and extending the left leg to the sky a few times, or holding it with your hands. And then, with your breath, release yourself to the mat. Please do whatever you need here to come to Shavasana completely relaxed. And that means if you need happy baby here, that's beautiful. If you need to bring your knees in and rock from side to side, that's also a beautiful, beautiful option. Shavasana is great when you come ready. I'm sure you had those Shavasanas in which something is still there. Listen to your body and breathe. And whenever you are ready, and whenever your body is ready, come to Shavasana and breathe. Soften your belly once more. And let your mind wander. A few breaths here in complete silence. And keep on breathing, but slowly, slowly bring your mind back in the body. Feel your body on the mat. Feel the ground holding you from underneath. And bring your intention to the breath again, inhaling and exhaling. And start wiggling your toes, feeling the body from within again. Wiggling your fingers, maybe circling the wrists, the heels. Moving whatever you need in order to awaken, maybe a stretch, hands over your head. And then push to one side in a fetal position. Big breath in. And push up to a seated position facing me. You may also always stay on your back. We shall finish the practice with the sacred sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. And let it go. And And then inhale and Om. Thank you for joining me today. From you to me and from me to you, we say Namaste. Namaste.